Alright, hey everybody, welcome to another concert review. Unfortunately, it's a little too late for me to do a Christmas haul this year. I would, but I don't know, I feel like I just didn't do it at the time, and now it's a little too late to kind of do one, so I don't know. And plus, I don't even know if they get that many views anyway. The Times have done them, so I guess I'm discontinuing the Christmas haul series. But anyway, let's get into today's concert review. This is going to be a review of Zakk Sabbath, which is Zakk Wylde's Black Sabbath tribute band, at the Paramount in Huntington on January 4th of 2025. Now, before we get into this, I'm just going to say, this was one of the greatest shows I've ever been to. Not joking. This was one of the best shows overall that I've ever been to. Like, seriously, this is definitely within my top 5. I'm not sure what I'd say my number 1 is, but this is definitely up there. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, this show is part of the King of the Monstours tour. Essentially what this tour was, because I believe it actually just ended, essentially what this tour was it's a tour where Zakk Wylde's tribute band, Zakk Sabbath, were being opened up for by 2 other tribute bands, the Maidens, which are a female Iron Maiden tribute band, and Zoso, a Led Zeppelin tribute band. Ooh, you know that's up my alley. So I was actually really excited for this, not only because I was going to see Zakk Sabbath, because I've been waiting for a sort of Sabbath-related show for a very long time, and also because, I was going to see Zakk Wylde, because that's really cool, but also because I'm getting to see a Zeppelin tribute band that's sort of like an impersonation act, which is something I've been waiting a long time for. Now, sure, technically I got that when I saw Mr. Jimmy those 2 times with Jason Bonham, but here, it's like the whole band is like the impersonation act, and so I thought that was really cool, and yeah, that just had me even more excited for this. So, yeah. I went to this show with my friend Matt, who some of you may remember from being part of my ill-fated band that I attempted to form in senior year of high school. Didn't go well, unfortunately. Gonna try in college. But, yeah, I went with my friend Matt, and, we get there, we get some merch. I get this, yellow, Volume 4 styled Zakk Sabbath shirt. I think he just gets, he gets a different one. But all the merch was good, I'll say that. All the merch was really nice. And even the Iron Maidens had, merch, but I don't think Zoso did. But, yeah. So, let's get into this show. So, the first act to go on were the Iron Maidens. Now, I'm not really a person who's very well versed in Iron Maiden. Like, I know some of the hits, but I don't really, I haven't listened to any full albums of theirs. I would like to, though, because they seem really cool, and I would love to go see the actual Iron Maiden live. The reason I didn't for the tour that they just did was because, again, I'm sort of a beginner to them, and they seem to be playing a lot more, deep cuts for, big fans at that recent tour. But I know they're going on tour again fairly soon, so I'll probably see them on whatever this next tour is going to be. But anyways, so as for the Iron Maidens, they were pretty cool. They were a decent Iron Maiden tribute band. They played a bunch of classics, like they did, Run to the Hills, The Trooper, and Number of the Beast. Number of the Beast is probably my favorite song of theirs so far. Yeah, they did a good job. The singer lady does a pretty good job at sounding like the singer of Iron Maiden. I think his name is Bruce Dickinson. Yeah, but she does a pretty damn good job. They have some stage theatrics, like, for example, they have these actors come on in costumes during some of the songs, and it's pretty damn cool. And yeah, it was they put on a fun show. They put on a fun show, and the thing I also want to say is, I noticed that I'm not into, like, a whole lot of bands that are, like, led by girls. I don't know why. I guess just coincidentally, a lot of the music I listen to doesn't tend to be made by girls, I guess. I don't know why. I would like to get into some more, female-fronted bands, but, I just haven't really encountered a whole lot in my time. So, anyway, yeah, the Iron Maidens were a good opening act, and I guess they were sort of like a good, like, diet Iron Maiden, like a good sort of like, oh, so here's sort of like an idea of what their shows can kind of be like. So, yeah, they were pretty cool. Now, let's get on to Zoso. So, Zoso, from what I'm aware, they've been a Zeppelin tribute band for like 30 years, apparently. And this was their first time performing at the Paramount. And also, supposedly, this tour, their original guitarist got fired. So, the guy on this tour was like a fill-in guy. But thankfully, this guy was really good. So, they started off the set coming onto the stage with Brown Your R on tape. And then the first song they did was Good Times, Bad Times. I've noticed this is a song that a lot of tribute bands tend to do from them. And I find that interesting because Zeppelin didn't really play that song a whole lot. Usually when they did it, it was usually like part of it as like an intro to another song, or they would do it as part of a Whole Lotta Love medley. But they never really, it was never really a staple. So that's why I always find it interesting that it is one that is often played by tribute bands. But they did do a good job with it. They did a damn good job with it. And then the next song after that is another Led Zeppelin 1 track. They did Communication Breakdown. This was my first time seeing this song live. And it was really cool getting to see it live. And yeah, it felt really good. It sounded really good. Unfortunately, they didn't do like the little like reggae breakdown section that they sometimes did back in the day. That Zeppelin sometimes did back in the day. But overall, it sounded good. I guess commenting on the band, me and my friend Matt kept saying that like the bass player looked like Geddy Lee, and yeah, he does look like Geddy Lee. The singer, he doesn't really sound like Robert Plant, but he does give off very similar energies, and that's kind of most of what you need, honestly. And he does a pretty damn good job. He gives off the energy quite well. It does feel like you're seeing Robert Plant. The drummer, I don't remember all that much about. He seemed really good, though, I'd imagine. I mean, you gotta be good to be Bonzo. Yeah, the guitarist was really good as well. And as I said, he's technically a fill-in guy because their actual guitarist, got fired. But this guy is good. This guy was good. In terms of outfits, they sort of dressed very 75-ish, or I guess you could say maybe it was like a combination of a few different years. Like the singer was sort of dressed in like the silver jacket, like silver blouse that Robert would wear sometimes in 75, or at least he was very reminiscent of it. The Jimmy, he was dressed like how Jimmy sort of dressed on like some of the earlier dates of that tour, where he would wear like that sort of like gray and black jacket, not the dragon suit, which is the more iconic 75 outfit. The drummer seemed to be in an outfit based on Bonzo's 73 outfit, and the bassist seemed to just be sort of like, probably a little bit more earlier Zeppelin, John Paul Jones. But yeah, that song was really good, Communication Breakdown, and yeah, they were a pretty tight band. Continuing on, this is another one I had never seen live before, Custard Pie. I was really excited to see this one. It's just because it's a really good song, Physical Graffiti. It's one of my favorites off the album. It's the opening track. The band, The Real Zeppelin, only did it like once at a show in like, I believe Denmark, It was like one of the warm-up dates for their 75 tour, and it was the only time they did it. There's no recording of the show, but we know that it was played based on several accounts. And, yeah, they never did it again after that, unfortunately. But these guys did a really good job with Custard Pie, sounded really good. Unfortunately, there was no harmonica solo. The guy didn't bring a harmonica with him, which is a shame. But, you know, the parts they were able to do were really good. And, yeah, it was definitely a highlight of their set. Another highlight of their set was the next song, Immigrant Song. This one was great. They did a really good job with this one. Now, like, the guitar solo from the guy was, like extended, like, even, probably more than Jimmy even extended it. Like, it was really nice sounding. Like, it sounded really good, that guitar solo. I liked it a lot. That was definitely a number where they really had the energy, really, you know, brought it home, brought it on home. Oh, we'll get to bring it on home later. Next song was What Is and What Should Never Be, and I guess fun note, at the start of this number, before they even started playing it, I was able to tell that they were about to play it by the way he was strumming his guitar, and I was like, this was what is and what should never be. And like, when they start playing the song, this kid next to me is like, yo, you got it, man. And like, then I'm like, well, I'm a Zeppelin nerd, what can I say? And, you know, he says my jacket looks cool because I was wearing my leather jacket, my dad's leather jacket from the 80s. Yeah, and he's a pretty cool guy. I actually got his Instagram after the show. I was like, and, you know, he's a pretty cool guy. I guess we're friends now. His name on Instagram is Sai Gomez, if you want to follow him. He's a pretty cool guy. Check him out. I think he does, like, guitar stuff. Yeah, so he's a pretty cool guy if you want to check him out. And we sort of, like, friendly chatted throughout the whole show. It was cool. But yeah, What Is and What Should Never Be, this is one I've seen a lot, and yeah, it's a damn good song, of course. I mean, I'm happy to see it, you know? It's a damn good song. The next song, so they say they're gonna do a song from the 4th album, and they start playing the riff to Bring It On Home. But I know that this is just the intro to Black Dog, but like, most of the audience probably doesn't know that. So like, I see a guy who's like, this is not from the 4th album, they fucked it up. Then they start Black Dog. Because they know that's what the band would actually do back in the day. They would play Bring It On Home as the intro to Black Dog on the 73 tour. Typically it was out on the Tiles, but on the 73 tour, and I'm pretty sure only that one they would do Bring It On Home as the intro. Not sure why they didn't do Out on the Tiles for the 73 tour. Who knows? But yeah, Black Dog was you know, classic song. Interestingly, the guy actually sings the high notes, whereas Robert pretty early on stopped doing the high notes on the song. I'm guessing it was straining his voice, but yeah, it seems every, like, tribute band I see who does this song, they try to do the high notes, which is interesting. I guess if you wanted to be a little bit more accurate, then you wouldn't, but I guess because more people know it with the high notes, that's why they do it that way. And sorry if I came off as a snob when I said, oh, people don't know that Bring It On Home's the intro. I'm sorry if I came off as a snob there. After that, they did Ramble On, yet another one I've seen a lot, and again, of course, a classic song, you know. This was good. And then they ended off with Over the Hills and Far Away. So, yeah, because they were the opening act, their set was, of course, a lot shorter than what the main set was going to be. But for what it's worth, their set was really good. Of course, I would have loved to have seen Heartbreaker, but I've gotten to see it now from other bands anyways. From like, I got to see Mr. Jimmy and Jason Bond do it. I've seen my uncle do it. You know, so I'm happy that you know, I've gotten to see it, and I don't really get too upset that, you know, I didn't get to see it at this one, because I've gotten to see it. But yeah, Over the Hills and Far Away was a good song. You know, classic Zeppelin song. And I'd say if you don't want to end it off like an epic, like if you can't do an epic, then hey, that's a pretty good choice for set ender. Yeah, overall their set was really good. Really liked them. I would like to see these guys again, actually, because I believe they're headlining a show somewhere in Brooklyn. I would like to go, actually. Because they seem pretty damn good, so I would like to go see them again. Yeah, but damn good band, Zoso. Recommend checking them out. Alright, so now let's get into the main event. Zakk Sabbath. So, Zakk Wylde, of course, legendary guitarist, often played with Ozzy Osbourne, which, of course, qualifies him to have this band. I guess I'd say it qualifies him, I don't know. But, yeah, so this is his Black Sabbath tribute band. I've been waiting to see a Black Sabbath tribute band or some sort of Sabbath-related show for a very long time now. And, yeah, this definitely scratched that itch. I mean, it was one of the best performances I've ever seen, bar none. So, yeah. But before they even start, okay, I have to talk about how long it took for them to come on. It wasn't as long as it took for the Rolling Stones to come on at the Rolling Stones show, but it was still long. So, we're all sort of like, you know, standing there. It's kind of hot, you know, because it's like, you know, we're all like standing really close together. And, you know, it's just, you know, we're sort of just sitting there waiting, and we're like, and eventually, you know, we start like paying attention to like the songs that are coming on over the intercom, because, like each time one ends, everybody's like, come on, come on, come on. But it took them quite a while to come on. It took him quite a while to come on. And the first time he comes on, it's not even to start the show. He comes on first with these special like glasses on, like these like a mask glasses on, and he comes out holding these two action figures. I don't know what this was supposed to mean. I guess it just shows that he's alive. I don't know. Zakk just comes out with these action figures. He seems like kind of a crazy guy, not gonna lie. But, you know, I guess that was funny. And seeing the Instagram post where it shows him backstage doesn't really explain much either. I mean, everything on his Instagram is like in all caps. Like, it's like crazy. Anyways. Now, let's get to the actual start of the set. So, the intro tape, Super Czar, comes on. And this is really cool because that was the actual intro tape that Black Sabbath would use back in the day at their concerts. So, hey, that just shows that this is authentic, man. This is authentic. Yeah, so the Super Czar tape comes on, and the first song they do is Supernaut from Volume 4. And I'll say this, the first 4 songs were all from Volume 4, interestingly. I guess they just really liked Volume 4. I mean, it's a damn good album, so, you know, I guess that's why. But yeah. Supernaut is a pretty damn good choice of opener, I'd say. Very heavy, very cool. So, of course, here, Zakk Wylde is actually doing the vocals. They don't have a separate vocalist, but that's because he's a pretty damn good vocalist. He sounds decently like Ozzy, I'd say. They did Super Czar really well. I guess commenting on the other band members, I believe the drummer was once a member of Queens of the Stone Age, And yeah, he was pretty damn good. And the bassist was really cool too. He seems like a really cool guy. Yeah, he was pretty badass. Like he was clearly enjoying himself at the show. He was cool. He was cool, the bassist. I liked the bassist. And so they did Supernaut. Next song they did was Snowblind. Snowblind, another classic, probably the most popular song off of Volume 4. At least it's the one that the band did the most in concert back in the day. And yeah, it's a damn good song. Really good performance of it. And this was the first number where he really extended the solos, really extended the number. So this is the one where first one where he really extended it. And I feel like he might have extended out one but too many of the songs. I don't know. I mean, I'm a sucker for like jamming and like improv stuff, but I feel like here he did it for a little bit too many of the songs. Maybe I don't know. But you know, it was still damn good. You know, because he's an amazing guitarist. So hey, it still sounds really cool. The jams are really nice. And yeah, Snowblind was really good. It's a classic Sabbath song about cocaine. Yeah, all right. So now the next one they did, again, is another Volume 4 track. And it's an interesting choice, okay? Because you see, Zakk Wylde is like a big Christian, okay? Like, he's a big Christian. But this next song, Under the Sun, is like an atheist song. Like, literally, there's like lyrics that are like, I don't want no Jesus freak to tell me about the God in the sky. Like, literally, the song is like literal, like, it's literally about like not like worshiping anyone and choosing to just go by your own rules. That's what the song's about. But like, so that's why I found it interesting that he did it, considering how big of a Christian he is. He literally, spoiler, he literally does like his cross at the end, and like has like literal like crosses on stage. Like, and on his like Instagram every Sunday he posts this thing that's like a blessed Sunday to all in all caps, and is always like the same photo. Like, so that's why I found it surprising that he did this one, but it's a damn good song, of course, so hey, I'm glad he did it. It is, of course, the ending track off of Volume 4. Yeah, it sounded really good, of course. Yeah, I especially love towards the ending of the song where it's like that breakdown, which like progressively gets slower and slower, and then it like ends. It's like dun 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 dun. Yeah, you get the idea. But yeah, Under the Sun, really good song. Then they do the song that was often an opener for Sabbath from 72 to 74, Tomorrow's Dream. Now, what I always found this song interesting, because it's sort of like I always found it to sort of be like a funk song, almost. That's how it always sort of felt to me, anyway. It almost felt like a funky song. But yeah, they did a good job with this one as well. Yeah, so Tomorrow's Dream, good song. Then there was one that kind of surprised me, Wicked World. Wicked World is a track that was on the US version of their first album, but not on the original UK release, although it was released as the B-side to the Evil Woman single there. Yeah, Wicked World was another good one. Of course, it has that little like a isolated guitar solo section, which I think really fits well within their set for, especially considering the kind of guitarist Zakk is. I feel the solo does fit his style quite well. And yeah, it was really good. Then we get into Fairies Wear Boots. Yeah, this one was great. This one was great. I love Fairies Wear Boots. It's another classic Sabbath song. from Paranoid, the ending track off of Paranoid. And just I guess another spoiler alert, they didn't do Paranoid or Iron Man at this show, interestingly. I don't know why. Guess they just chose not to. But hey, I guess I can deal with that. But yeah, Fairies Wear Boots. Another damn good classic, you know, everybody's singing along. He's in the tuning, I believe during this he's in like the Master of Reality tuning, which is like the C-sharp standard. So like it has the sound that they did on like the Master of Reality tour, where like, where the sound, where because they were in the tuning of C-sharp standard for the Master of Reality songs and they didn't change it for the Paranoid songs, the songs sounded different. And yeah, this sort of sounded like that, which was pretty cool. It sort of felt like I was seeing Master of Reality Sabbath, Master of Reality era Sabbath. Next song they did was Into the Void. I believe this was another one where he did a extended guitar solo, you know, where he goes up on the platform and whatnot. Yeah, this is another good one. The ending track off of Master of Reality. I love the fast-paced lyrics of it. It's a really, really fun song. Very dark, but very, very, very cool song. Very cool song. And now we get into another highlight. Children of the Grave, baby. Okay, so this was another really good one. This one, though, he did not do in the Master of Reality tuning, even though, of course, it's a song for Master of Reality. This is one where he was in a different tuning, I guess, because his voice, he probably can't sing it. But it was damn good. It was, of course, another classic Sabbath song, one I was really hoping to see, and yeah, I got to see it. One of Sabbath's big concert songs, and I got to see it. Really, really cool. And what was also cool about this song is that they were throwing beach balls during it. So like the whole time, everybody's like trying to like toss the beach balls. And like one guy actually deflated one of the beach balls and actually decided to take it home with him. And the beach balls actually have the Zakk Sabbath logo on it, which is really cool. So yeah, that was awesome. Children of the Grave. You got beach balls going around. That's a great choice of number to throw beach balls during, I'd say. That was a really good choice of one. Yeah, so Children of the Grave, classic song. Great, cool that they threw around the beach balls during it. Lord of this World they did next, another Master of Reality track, really good as well. And then they did Hand of Doom, but not actually. They sort of just did like, they sort of just played like the main riff of it, like the main bass riff of it. And essentially it was used more as a vehicle to introduce the band members. So, you know, so you got Zakk Wylde, you know, addressing the crowd and introducing each of the band members. And like, he did it in a pretty hilarious way. He's like, hello, Long Island chapter. He calls it a chapter for some reason. And like, he says like, this guy is 100% angel hair pasta. Give it up for, I forgot the name of the bassist, but then he introduces the bassist, he introduces the drummer. It was funny how he did. He's a funny guy. He's a crazy guy. He's cool. And then after that, they did Behind the Wall of Sleep into NIB. So they did like the whole piece as it sinks in on the album. So that includes the bass solo, everything. Really, really cool. That they did that. I was excited. I liked seeing NIB. That was really cool. They even, of course, do the bass solo at the beginning. And during the parts where it's like the, my love for you is, no, your love for me has just got to be real. He has the audience sing it instead of him, which was really cool. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, so NIB, Behind the Wall of Sleep, those ones were really fun. And I guess before we get on to our final number, I want to say that throughout the show, he really showed just how talented of a guitarist is, because at points he would literally just go, like when he would go to like get his water, he would like play the guitar with his other hand while he was like brushing his hair and like taking a sip of water. Like it was like so cool how he's able to just like do all that while like just doing other things. Like you know, that just goes to show just how much of a master he is. And the final song also goes to show that War Pigs. This was my most wanted to hear song, and boy did it not disappoint. Let's get into it, boy. So, it opens with, you know, the siren sound blurting throughout the room. And, you know, they do, you know, the normal song. They do it really well, of course. You know, they do pretty much the whole normal song. It sounds damn good. There's a number I was really looking forward to, you know, the generals gathered in the masses. You know, we do all that, all the oh Lord, yeah, all that stuff. All the good solo in the middle, all the fun lyrics, all the dark lyrics. And, yeah, they did a great job with like the main song, but even better than the main song, the Luke's wall section. Oh boy. So so they do the Luke's wall section, and everything seems like, you know, just standard fare so far, really good, but you know, like how you do the song normally. But then he walks off stage and then walks into the crowd, all while still doing the solo for the song. And it was awesome. I went right away over to where he was, and like me and my friend Matt are just like, we're trying to get our best view because everybody's like surrounding him. We're like barely able to see him, but like what we can see, it's just bliss, man. Great music, just great music, excellent guitar playing. Seeing him with the guitar on his back, like, oh man, it was just insane. It was awesome. It was like more than I asked for. It was so cool. He was right there doing the solo, sounded great, doing like crazy tricks with his guitar, and oh my god, it was great. And even when he went back on stage, it was still good, because he's like chewing up he's like literally Jimi Hendrixing his guitar during the solo. He's literally like biting it. I guess that's why it's part of why he sometimes does the Experience Hendrix shows. I would like to see that. And my god, he's amazing. Like, he is amazing. And War Pigs alone made the show. War Pigs alone made the show. This song alone made the whole show. And after that song, the show ended. You know, they take a bow. He does his cross. Yeah, man, this show was something else, man. This show was fantastic. If you ever get to see him, if you ever get to see Zakk Sabbath, or heck, get to see him with any other band he plays with, you're probably in for a really good time. And yeah, man, he just put on such a good show. It was more than I asked for. It was great. It was so good. Easily one of the best shows I've been to. I mean, you got both Zeppelin stuff and Zakk Sabbath. I mean, incredible. If you ever get the chance, go see him. He's great. Alright, everybody. Thanks for watching this concert review. I'll see you guys next time.